Davies, welcome back to another week of your favorite Melbourne podcast, favorite Australian podcast, favorite global podcast. We're the most, what is it? I need to find the comment as well. What is it? Did you see that comment?
Most watched or what?
No, one of the Davies, he commented, my favorite non-political analyst. I pinned the comment as well. I was like, this is my favorite political influencers.
Okay.
Oh, I love that.
That's
That's
special.
great. That's a great.
It's a good summary because you know what it is? Sometimes things happen in the world and you just want to come and you want someone to explain it to you, someone to dumb it down to you. Not even dumb it down to you. It's because these people like to use big words nowadays. People like to emphasize on things. Sometimes things aren't as big as it is. You know what I mean? But there's someone here that is big as they should be. Senpai!
Senpai!
How you going, bro?
What's happening, brother?
Welcome back.
I'm blessed. How you been?
Good, bro. You're someone whenever I see I don't see you much.
Oh, I swear.
It's because I'm not outside. I'm an indoor. You don't see me outside at all, do you?
No. I think you're locked in, but you're locked in your own lane. Which I respect though. I respect because there's a few people like you that I can kind of watch and be like, you know what? It seems peaceful.
Yeah. Look, my life is anything but peaceful, Cass.
Okay.
Chaos. You know what I mean? But I love it. I love doing things. I think I do stay. I don't go outside. I tend to stay inside, but I like to just pop out. Like one thing I love doing is going to like a little function or a little event. You know what I mean?
I would say I was thinking much more of like in terms of like even religion or like the social context of like how people move.
Haram.
It's haram, you know what I mean?
Haram.
You gotta keep it halal.
Gotta keep it halal. Guys, I wish I was that high of a spiritual pinnacle. Okay. No, I like to stay in. It's not about. I like to limit how much I go outside. It's not even it's not like I'm not talking about going out. You barely ever see me out.
Yeah.
You only see me at like good functions.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
Like a good pop-up.
Yeah.
A pop-up I'll come to. You know what I mean?
A community-based. I think I see you much more around like community-based or like arts or sports. Like shoot?
Yep.
I mean, that's what you want eventually, right?
Yeah.
Like,
that's the vibe I'm on, bro.
It's a balance, bro. It's just who you are. I think it's much more of like you're not in crowds that you're not really. I don't know.
Because I'm not trying to go to events where people are hugging the wall.
Yeah,
let's just not beat around the bush. Most events you go to when you're out, just there's guys hugging the wall, and I'm not comfortable when guys are hugging the wall.
I think people just don't know how to socialize. Like I see this a lot, especially in events, because like the early hours from like 10, 11, 12, you rock up, and people are still a bit cold. And I think people don't know how to really like socialize. But it makes it a lot when people rock up, which are part of either the event or like, the usuals, and you bring that energy, and then everybody's kind of like, oh, wow, okay, like, it's cool to vibe. I think it's much more of like people need something to break that, like that little barrier of like, oh, nah, this is actually like a cool.
You reckon people are like less social these days than like previously?
Yeah.
It's not even that. It's, bro, literally, I was listening to Bittersweet podcast, actually. There was an episode, they had the girls from Siebes on, Lilu Lay, she was speaking about it.
I've heard of them, but I'm not familiar.
Yeah, so she actually spoke. She's like, people in our generation just hate embarrassment. They just hate being embarrassed. So because they hate being embarrassed, they'll never try anything, and they just live their life like guys. You're gonna be 80, Deeves and Davies. You're gonna be 80, and you're gonna look back and you're gonna say, I didn't do anything. The most I did was dive off when I went to a swimming pool at MSAC, and I dived off the 5-meter pool. That's the most you've done. That's the most risk you've done.
People, in terms of like, I think things have been too political. Like, even if you see it in terms of like all the TikToks and like even the podcasts about how like guys are not approaching the girls in clubs or people are not socializing in these type of spaces. I think it's much more like people are actually really scared to, like we appreciate or we respect people's spaces so much that sometimes it's really hard to like invade them, because I don't know, people just don't like random people. It's like a balance. People don't like random interaction, but then at the same time we crave for it. So like when I go out to events or spaces, people are like, wow, how do you just go up to people and just communicate? I'm like, you just say hi, like that's it. It's not really that deep, but people do struggle. It's not that uncommon, to be honest.
Look, we're not advocating for guys to go around hugging girls, firstly. If you don't know the girl, don't hug her.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Stay off one.
Guys, and hey, that's one thing I hate as well. I'm gonna say this right now. If I go to an event, don't hug me if you're a girl. Just give me a good distant, like,
Nod.
a nod, a good wave. You know what I mean? Look, I just don't want it. You know what I mean?
Each to their own.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
the
one of those
difference.
people. I'm
Each
one
to
of those
their
people,
own, yeah.
senpai.
Well,
I'm one of those
senpai.
people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You like a little hug from a girl sometimes?
But look, I guess
Senpai
it
doesn't like that.
depends.
Senpai doesn't like a hug. He likes a cuddle.
Like a little bump, and it could be a fist. Nowadays, I actually go for a fist bump, like, because
Yep.
I'll be wearing too much white stuff. So then, like, I'll be getting makeup, so I just gotta actually hit him with the spud.
Yeah.
But nah, honestly, it's just much more friendliness. If you look at like special exhibitions or pop-ups and stuff like that, one thing that I really focus on is when people come in and you're a part of my team or like my crew, I really need you to put like your best energy forward to kind of just diffuse it a little bit. But
It's weird that people are a bit tense.
yeah,
Like, as I know you, don't be tense around me. Like, chill. Hey, what's up? How you been? Like, when you go to an event, let's just say, you're at a wedding. There's always that one guy that goes to the dance floor first and says, I don't care what anyone says.
yeah,
I'm going to start boogieing.
that's me. Like,
You
I'm
know
that
what I mean?
guy. Yeah,
And that's Senpai.
yeah.
And guess what? I'm the guy that's sitting on the chair going, look at this idiot.
Yeah.
But guess what? I'm dabbing him up and saying good stuff.
Yeah,
And, you know, we need people like that.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But I want to say, shout out to you firstly. I love what you're doing, Kaz. You know what I mean? I do watch your stuff. I love seeing your growth, Kaz. You've been doing a lot. And it's good to see, because I've known you before the content stuff, and
Yeah.
I've seen you
or
come,
even the creative stuff.
even the
really.
creative stuff,
Yeah.
and I've seen you come a long way.
And likewise, respect to you too, man. Not many people are going hard years into their craft. You know what I mean? So
Nah, I just love it. I'll tell you, I was telling Somali Steve actually this on the way here. I said, listen, I'm not the best. I'll tell you, I'm not the best at content.
nah,
I'm not the best probably interviewer. I am the best interviewer, actually. Let me not lie to myself. I'm the best interviewer in Australia. But I'm not the best at anything. But guess what I'll do? I'll show up.
you
every
show
day.
up. That's it. It's literally
Shows
all about
up.
showing
Yeah.
up, man.
And then hard work beats talent every day. So when I do get my flowers, and I am the voice of the people, just know, like, this is 5 years. There's work.
Yeah.
A lot
Like-
of work went into it.
Yeah, there's work done. You know what I mean? You got to show up. There's so many guys that are like, I know the guys that never been on camera before. I'm like, bro, you're the funniest person
Yeah.
I ever met. But it's because they didn't give it a go. You know what I mean? They never.
It's just them.
It's just them. You know what I mean? And it's like, they're like, I just don't know if it's for me. And I respect it. You know what I mean? But let's talk about you, man. How you been, bro?
Blessed, honestly. Life, hustle, running around, work, business, community. Like, it's just back to back, really. We're all trying to find our feet. I think the pressure's on for everyone. It's not even like a personal thing. I think everybody's really just trying to like find their footing. So honestly, it's been blessed. I think now is that part of the season where I'm an uncle now. Just turned 25 years old.
Are you Unk status?
I'm Unk, certified Unk status, so gotta think long term.
I love how the Unk status age gets lower and lower. I swear it was 30. It's
Right, soon it'll
25
be
now.
20.
What 20?
It'll be
It
like
was
20,
35.
It was 35,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was 35 at
Unk
one
status
point.
was 35. Why am I Unk status?
It's crazy.
You know what I mean?
I fuck with it, I don't care, bro. Like,
Huh?
yeah, you know what? I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Give my respect, bro.
You like that?
Yeah, because what? Like, ultimately, it's like your age is not. I think it means refined. At least the way I see it, Unk means at least refined a little bit. Or you can be like what? I don't know. I would rather an Unk than a boy. Like, imagine someone calls you a boy.
No, because it used to be big bro. It used to be big
Nah,
bro.
it should be
Big
young man.
bro.
You know what I mean? Or
Huh?
like young lady or young man. It's like, you know, it was like a playful, like respectful thing. But like
Now you get hit with Unk.
now you're just Unk,
you
straight
get
up
hit with
Unk.
Unk,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie. As much as I think I don't mind. I'm like, yeah, you youngins.
That's what I'm saying. I don't mind
You
it.
youngins,
I
you
don't
kids
mind
under. But what's that? What's our youngins then gonna be? Like under 20?
Yeah.
It has to be
Is it-
under 20.
It'd have to be under
Youngins,
20. Yeah?
yeah.
So you're like, you youngins didn't know what life really was. Like you're
Literally, we
talking-
could say that to them. I'm an uncle. Like,
Yeah.
I have that
Yeah,
experience.
but
on
how
me.
old are your nieces or nephews? They're like 3.
Like,
Wait,
maybe
it's-
like 4 year difference.
What?
What, like my.
Niece and nephew.
Your niece and nephews are 4 years younger than you.
No, my sister, sorry. I'm thinking about my
No,
sister.
I'm talking about so you're an actual uncle, yeah?
No.
Oh, you're not.
But it's just
Ah,
what people
okay.
label you. I just turned 25.
Oh, okay.
I just got the label of an uncle.
Yeah, because I'm an uncle. I have nephews. and
Yeah,
stuff.
you do, yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, I get it. Like
I just got the label, but that's what I'm saying. People are not serious with the labels, and everyone's just
yeah.
just
Yeah,
chucking
yeah.
labels like this, cuz.
Yeah, they're just
It's
throwing-
free
they're just throwing-
handouts, cuz. Bah, bah.
they're just throwing. Yeah, these kids don't got respect. That's why they're going around shanking each other. Sorry, Senpai. I'm gonna say some things
Say
here.
some shit, man.
But let's talk. Hey, let's talk about. This is one question I actually want to speak about, and I wanted to have this conversation between all of us. I want to talk about burnout because me and you had this discussion.
Yeah.
When I saw you last, and you're like, "Yeah, bro, I just been slowing down a little bit, taking it easy and stuff." And you're like, "Oh, I was doing a lot," because Senpai does a lot. He does photography. He does shirt printing. He does videography. He does events. He does what else do you do?
Like branding, heaps of shit.
The
Like honestly, heaps of things.
So you do a lot.
I'm a multidisciplinary creative. Yeah, like that's been my whole journey so far. I think I'm only getting to that stage where I'm kind of just being refined or being an uncle at that point, you know. So it kind of comes down to like age and I guess how many years you put into it. Yeah.
So I want to talk about burnout because I think a lot of people generally. I know a lot of friends. They'll get into like things. They'll do things for like a good 6 months and then they'll just go away. You don't hear from them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They go on their own lane. They just go hibernate mode. A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about burnout. Like I bet personally don't really experience it. Like I'll probably burn out for a day, but you'll never see me go away for like 6 weeks trying to like reflect and like I rarely do that.
Yeah.
But I want to speak about burnout. Do you experience it?
Heck yeah, definitely.
But what do you do? Like what do you do when you experience burnout?
I think it's a balance of like going in harder or just listening to yourself. I think burnout really happens when you've pushed yourself too much or you tried to handle too much. Because at the end of the day, we only got the same 24 hours in a day. Everybody gets the same 24 hours. So we're trying to pack as many things as we can to it, and we're trying to get a lot of things done, and we're taking on burdens from everything, you know. But I think it really just comes down to having those cycles. I've had those cycles myself. I've burnt out and I've had to take some time off. I've been hospitalized.
Kazi, what happened with that?
Yeah,
Can we just say no? I spoke to him about
like
it.
Burnout on steroids, bro.
I spoke to him about it, and I was like, no, because I messaged you, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. I checked that. Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Yes, I'm a good person.
He's a real nigga, bro. Straight up.
Kazi, hey, DJ Davis, I told you I'm not fake. I don't do this for clout.
He doesn't. He's
but
real.
Kazi, did I actually?
You did. I can pull it up, bro. You did.
Okay. Because I said, I'm like,
you did.
When I saw you, I like double checked. I'm like, don't tell me I didn't.
No, pull up the receipts.
Huh? Pull the receipts. Guys, let's see the receipts.
I can pull it up, but 100% definitely you did check in.
Huh?
You did check in 100%.
I want to see now, guys. I'm actually keen to see if I'm a good person or not.
Hopefully let your network be good, man. It's loading. But yeah, 100% you checked in.
Please,
this was
please,
like about
please, Rayvo.
It must have been traumatic though, the hospital.
Oh, hit him with the simple line.
Hit her.
Speedy recovery, bro. Also, I said speedy recovery, brother. And then you go love and blessings your way too. Thanks for reaching out. But then before that, look, I don't ever do this. Yeah. But I hit him up with more life champ as well.
Yeah.
And I don't
you don't hit niggas random like that, bro, straight up.
I don't celebrate birthdays, but I hit you with more life. But yeah, man, what happened?
Bro, burnout and like life literally happened at the same time. So during those periods, I was getting a lot of orders. Like my business was going really good. It was probably one of the most successful times I've ever had in a year. And yeah, I was just staying up really late, you know, and I was just chasing the money. And then at the same time, I was also like growing the business. So I'm at the end of the day, I'm helping customers. So I've taken on a lot of work. So I'm punching it out back to back. And I didn't know I had this thing called tuberculosis. And tuberculosis is essentially this disease that is dormant and it travels through air. And it just stays dormant in your lungs until your immune system goes low. And then it flares up and it starts attacking your lungs and stuff like that. So what ended up happening was that because my diet was poor, I was resting really bad. I was doing a lot of like things for everyone. It was just at a point where I was just doing so much, my body almost like kind of collapsed.
Yep.
So it was just like, I just started getting this cough. I thought it was just random. A little while after, I coughed and I spat, and it was like, I thought it was phlegm, but it was actually like blood. And I was like, whoa. Next thing you know, I ended up going to the hospital. Not the hospital, I actually went to the GP, and then the GP was like, well, look, we took a look at you, like in terms of hearing or breathing and all that type of stuff. It's nothing serious, but if it continues, come back. But I felt weird, so I ended up getting an x-ray. They told me to go to the hospital, end up being tuberculosis. The whole like left side of my lungs were kind of like inflamed. And it was like during that part where I was like really forced to sit down and like think like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you're spending all these nights inside the studio, you're making money and you're doing it, but it's like, why? Like, it was like really like questions that you're only forced to think about in that heat of the moment, you know? And yeah, like I think burnout was one of those things that led me to, I guess, activate that sickness within me, which I didn't know, which I had. But it showed me how much I lacked balance. Yeah. And I think it's normal that we all lack balance. There's never going to be a perfect balance. And I think when I look at everybody around these spaces of being a creative or an entrepreneur, or even just someone going to work and having a 9 to 5, you can still get a burnout. You know, you can still be a parent and get a burnout. It's ultimately life kind of telling you you're doing too much, or there's too many things happening at the same time and you're stretched out. So I think for me it was a good way to just recalibrate where I was in life, what was I doing, and what was I...
How's the feeling? But like, I've never experienced tuberculosis, but like, what is it like? Is it like a constant like tightness of your chest? Is it like...
It's like, think about like you're just yeah. It's
is it like a non-stop, or is it like that one where you like uncontrollable cough?
Yeah,
I've never experienced it before. Yeah. Like I always hear people saying that, like they say, I've got an uncontrollable cough.
Yeah.
What is it like? You just can't breathe, or what is it like?
Well, I don't know. I think like if you are breathing and imagine something on your throat just tickling you.
Yeah, that's exactly what I had too. I had tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis as well. Shit, yeah. And it was just like. And then I was just like in that cough, you'd think you're like spitting, but then all of a sudden, like I would like cough up out of my lungs, like a quarter cup or like half a cup worth of blood, like in one sitting. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's scary because you're literally looking at blood and you don't know where it's coming from. You know what I mean? It's not like, it's like agonizing pain or whatever, but it's just like, shortness of breath, all that type of stuff. But it's very confronting for yourself to kind of just look at it and be like, okay, shit, like I'm someone who prides myself of never being to the hospital. Never broken a single bone in my body, haven't had any major illness. I thought I was invincible. That was like the first time life really slapped me in the face and said,
need
hey.
that, man. You need that. You need those moments where you're like, oh, okay, there's that, like, this can stop at any time. This rodeos could end any moment.
And it was a really good reflective moment, bro. Genuinely, like just being able to like face your mortality, even if it was like for a brief moment.
How severe was it?
It was bad. Like the whole half of this lung was like actually like inflamed.
And how long did it take to recover?
Like I think 2 months. Like I was out. Yeah, I was out.
Like bedridden? What's
in the hospital?
Months?
Like in the hospital.
Are you in the hospital for 2 months?
Yeah.
Proper hospital, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're wearing the apron and just walking around.
Yeah, I just didn't share shit because I was like, niggas ain't trying to get no sympathy and shit. You know what I mean? It's just like, it is what it is. But I only shared it like right before I came out type shit because I didn't even know what the heck was going to go. It was just like, it was weird, bro. It's just like, the funny thing is the doctors had initially said I was good. When I went to the GP and they did their tests, and I'm like, bro, I'm coughing up blood. It's not right. And they're like, no, that's all good. So then I came back again and I said, no, I need an x-ray. When they seen an x-ray, and this was right before Christmas and stuff, before they locked down, and I had planned to go down to Africa as well. So I had to like...
Yeah, lucky you didn't go to Africa.
Bro! I would have been done. Because like the systems and like medical care there is way different. Bro. So it was already bad. It was already bad as it was, but like they were like, lucky you caught it now.
Yeah.
Because now we can just put you on an actual like long-term treatment and then we can get you out. But it was like at that time I was like really thinking like, damn, like, you know, you look at your friends, you look at all your experiences and you're just like reflecting and just like, you know what, if I get a chance to get the fuck out of here, niggas gonna be living different.
What do you do for 2 months in the hospital? Like,
what do you mean? What do you do? That's it. You just
are you like in your own room, or are you kicking it with roommates?
No, I was isolated because the thing that I had was infectious and contagious.
Okay.
So I was like an isolated like hospital room.
And how do you keep yourself sane?
Just read on your phone, like, you know, just play games. So Netflix, I don't know, you just stay sane. You just look at, like, I don't know, the majority of the time it was just much more of like actually thought or like reflection. And then the other parts were just like, I don't want to think. So you just like, just put on some shit and pass out.
What does reflecting look like for you?
I don't know, just looking in the mirror, like really being able to just...
Nigga, I know. No. Actual mirror, are you saying like...
No, one, yeah.
I know this nigga just walks in the mirror and goes,
no, real shit. Like, you should actually look in the mirror as well, because I'm looking skinny and dead. Oh, okay, and I'm like, shit, you know?
No. You know what? Facts, actually.
Looking in the mirror is...
No, because some people don't do... Like, some people need to look at themselves in the mirror and be like, Yo, okay, I'm actually like
Niggas got to do work. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
I'm
my
not
body's a bit
perfect,
funny, yeah.
but like, especially when I see myself sick, it was like, nah, like I need, like this ain't right. You know what I mean? And then like also the other sense of like looking in the mirror was just like being able to sit with yourself, bro. Like actually do the self work. I feel like a lot of people can say they do the self work, but like I don't think they face themselves. At least for myself, I could be able to sit down and have those serious conversations with myself and be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? And like really evaluate like your circle, your people, or what are you actually doing? You know, whether it's with business or with creativity. And that's why I kind of even had to do my whole rebranding from Senpai Studio, from what everybody originally knew, to Museray, what it is now. But I think it was much more of like an actual mindset change of like, what is it that you value in life? Because yes, you're hanging out, you're spending all this time with all these people, you're sacrificing, and you're doing all these things, and it's good on you. But it's just like, okay, but what's the point? Like you really, and I think that's when I had to like really lock in and say, all right, well, the time of experimentation and doing everything is cool. What have you learnt from it? You know, and I think it's being able to do a lot of things and have something to show for it, or be able to look back and say, hey, look, I put myself into it. I put my all into it, which is why I'm here. If I didn't put myself through this much work and commitment, I wouldn't be here. If I was just chilling at home, watching games or doing whatever I was going to do, if I wasn't doing what I'm doing, I wouldn't be here. But now it's just like, what is it that you value? And when I looked into that mirror of like, what is it that I value? It ended up just being 3 things. And that's like family. I realized like, I focus so much on trying to build a community and having good social friends and stuff, but we have our own family that is existing right now. And it's like, what's your relationship with them? And as many diasporans, like most of our families are back home. So it's like, while we're here stuck trying to build a life for ourselves in a Western world, competing against all these blah, 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 it's like, there's genuinely a life that's passing you. And I thought about it. I'm like, I wanted to be with my grandma. I wanted to be around my Ethiopian family, you know? And it's just like, damn, I've spent this much time selfishly focused on myself, as you should in a way, but I've also kind of neglected this part of life that I kind of value, you know? And then it was like, well, if I get out of here, I want to make sure that I'm spending as much time as I can with my grandparents, with my uncles, with my actual immediate family, with people who really care and I value. Then the next thing is like, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, yeah, everybody could reach out and send you a text or whatever, but it's just like only a few people would actually like come through to the hospital and say, hey, here's the food. Bro, the food in the hospital looks like Play-Doh. Like, it looks like someone literally shaped Play-Doh into a food, it's and fuel. Then it's porridge.
No, it's fuel, but that's what it is.
It's fuel,
Come on, bro. So, what do you want?
Nah, like,
you want gourmet? You want gourmet before you get...
No, but it's just like...
I would.
It just... but it just shows you how much, like, you need people. You know what I mean? You can be sitting there eating porridge, or you can eat good food. Food with substance, like.
What are they gonna come in with? They're gonna bring you some
injera, bro. Give me some what? Fit or some shit,
that's
man.
That's the issue. We don't need fit, cuz.
I need it, bro. I need substance, bro.
We don't need shiro. We don't need zigni. This is the food that's putting people in hospital. Our people have high cholesterol.
What is this guy talking about?
Diabetes, blood pressure.
Shiro, what is good for diabetes?
Shiro's just chili. There's no nutrients in it, cuz they literally blend a bunch of like veggies.
But you'll see in Ethiopia, every single person which has diabetes or like issue with sugar and stuff like that, they eat shiro. Why? Because it doesn't have any sugar. They can actually eat it without it harming them.
But I'm saying like all our food generally, it's not like.
So what would you want someone to bring you if you're in a hospital?
If I was in a hospital and I'm like on I'll say Mediterranean dishes.
Okay.
They're a bit more healthier. It's cleaner. That's what I'm trying to say.
Like what though? Like rice?
A bit of rice, like a bit of fish.
Like I would say I had pho. I had Ethiopian food. I had dumplings and shit. Like honestly, it depends. I think you just gotta know your. But I know Ethiopian food works for me, bro. Ethiopian food works for me for one reason. It's like
because you're Habish.
I'm Habish, bro. It's my superpower, cuz. And I come here and I eat all these processed food, bro. I can't gain weight. Like I'm telling you, I can eat heavy. At best, I'm gaining 3 kilos. And overnight, I'll lose it.
Western food or you talk like processed food?
Western food, yeah. I go to Ethiopia and I come back, I gain like 5-6 kilos. Looking healthy, cuz. Looking nice. Like, actually got some meat on me, cuz.
Yeah.
And the food sits good. I don't feel sick. It's like, bro, I have this trick. And if you're someone who likes to go out, try this trick and tell me if it works, yeah? Before I go out to any clubs, any event or whatever, I eat Ethiopian food. Tibs and bayana, which is the lentils. I eat it 2 hours before I go out, before I drink. After that, I can drink as much as I want. I won't even be sick the next day.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so
Mix it with tequila. Just make sure you have Ethiopian food. Wait an hour or an hour and a half. Drink tequila. You're good.
It's sweet.
No,
It's substance. You can't beat. You can't beat superpower food, bro.
I think something else that Ethiopians could eat as well that will be a superpower before you go out. Raw meat. Bit of raw meat.
Teresa, straight up. I tried it when I went back to Ethiopia. I actually tried it when I went back to Ethiopia.
I've had it here. I've had it here.
It's not bad.
I've never tried it, actually.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's all right. It's not all the bit. I'm like, it's nothing crazy.
You gotta
It's
eat
not
it with
bad.
the strong spice, right? You
But
gotta put in the strong
But
spice.
have you had what's it called?
No, I'm not talking about the ones they have it in a dish kazi. In a dish kazi, they put the animal there.
The whole animal, cuz you just give you a whole chop, cuz you just
They put
slice
the
it
whole
like
animal
this.
there.
Whoa.
Whole thing, cuz.
Can you search it up? Fact check Somali Steve, because this might help you actually for your people. The reason why Ethiopians actually eat, so this is a fun fact, but the reason why Ethiopians actually eat raw meat is because during the war with the Somalis, they didn't want to cook the meat.
Because they had to be on the gun.
Fire, no, they want to cook the meat because it was a fireplace. So if you set a fire, you tell the enemies where you are. So what they ended up doing was just putting a bit of berbere on and just like spicing it up and eating the meat raw, apparently.
What do you know, man? Cuisine. That's
so
how you get cuisine.
Somalis actually influenced
on.
Ethiopian culture.
Put us on.
And can you fact check that? Because I might be completely wrong. And some Somali guy probably told me this at a restaurant, guys. And you know how these guys are at the Makhaids. Is that true?
Let's find out.
Are you searching it up? But
I love my Somalis anyway, man.
it's back centuries, even to wartime. Soldiers often ate
Lighting
raw meat to
fires,
avoid lighting fires. Overall, it became respected tradition. No, search Somalis' influence on this. We need to see what the Somalis.
Just ask. Did Somalis influence this, or was it there prior to Somalis?
Because if the Somali Deeves and Dave is watching this, they're probably on the edge of their seats right now. No. Oh, no. Say the fighting did. No,
he did Somali in Somali cuisine. Meat is essential.
No, right.
Oh, all right.
Was this influence from the war with Somalia?
Or was this existent prior to the war?
Yeah.
Or was it existent?
Somali Deeves and Davies, I know you're on the edge of your seats right now. Ethiopian Deeves and Davies, I know you're on the edge of your seats right now.
Prior.
This is a
war. Yeah.
moment of pride.
Yeah. Somali.
Let's find out.
Sorry.
Hey, but still give Somalis points, bro.
Raw beef eating goes back centuries in medieval times.
If I can go mancha.
Yeah, the Ogaden War in 1977, 1978. Yeah. Okay.
But it's this says during conflicts with Somalis. But let's be for real. That's probably the one that set the deal to make it a cuisine.
They're like, this is
You say, but better get used to it, cuz you're gonna eat this for a long time.
One of the soldiers, I reckon, fighting these guys went back after the war. He opened up a restaurant, guys, and he just started with it. The rest is history.
They said all these years, man, they got adopted, bro.
Where do we go?
No, we're just talking about I guess in the things that I valued after.
So you
hospital.
said family.
Yeah, family, and then I think showing in terms of who really showed up to help me out during those moments in terms of bringing me food, all that was really close friends, and only a minority.
Yes.
So then I was like, okay, you need to have a circle of good acquaintance. You know what I mean? Acquaintanceship that's family, people that you can consider family, and it doesn't have to be many. It just have to be 2 or 3. Just actually having valuable relationships with people and actually building on them instead of having it scattered amongst so many people. It's just really focus in on who your core people are that actually have the values that you like and people could hold you to a high standard and people could inspire you in their own way, you know? And then the third part was I guess when I started thinking about what am I doing in terms of business, creativity, I was like, am I an artist? I really had to ask myself, okay, let's just say that nobody found out about you and you lived your whole life and you were the greatest artist of all time, but nobody knew about you and you died. 50 years later, someone found out you're the greatest shit. Would you be happy with that life? And I personally don't think I would be happy with that life, And it's I think I was kind of exploring and blurring the lines between creativity and business. And I think it's all good for me, at least in terms of being able to explore it, but I felt like my business couldn't really grow as a business, or my creativity or my philosophy in that could not be truly expressed unless I separated those two and kind of just showed up as myself. But it was kind of just showed me that you're doing all of this because it matters to you. You know what I mean? You care about what you do. You want to make money, obviously, because you want to sustain yourself. You want to have enough money to do what you want to do in the real life of, like, let's just say, host a podcast or make a video or host an exhibition. Like, there's things that are in life that are play to me that I just enjoy to do. But it's like, ultimately, you're someone who cares about what you do, and these different aspects matter to you, and you're building a legacy. So it's just like, I think a legacy is the third thing that really matters to me. I wanna leave a mark. Like, if I was to pass away today, I want my narrative to mean a certain way. And it's not like I give a fuck about what people think, but it's much more of like, I want to set my own narrative of who I was in this timeline, you know? And it's like, when someone says, who was he? He was like, oh no, he was someone who cared. He was someone who is passionate about these things. He was he was a good friend. You know, it's like, what is the memory and the legacy that you're leaving behind? So after that, I was very conscious of like, okay, you know, what are you leaving behind in that sense? So it's just like, I after that, I just kind of came out of it, and I'm like, you know what, these are the three things that I'm just going to specifically hone on. Everything else doesn't really fucking matter.
Because you reflected. So reflections are a big part of your life, and you do it quite often, right? Like, not, I wouldn't say quite often. You do it like you have a big one. So this is probably what you'd say this is your second one.
Yeah.
Because you had your first reflection.
Back in like, around, I think 2020, yeah.
And you're like, okay, what's going on with my life? What do I want to do?
Yeah.
And you pretty much changed your life.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember you prior to this.
Yeah. Like
Prior
2020, yeah. After 2015, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, was it 2020 that you did? You're like, hey, let me change this.
Yeah, it just at least started making the efforts. Yeah.
When do you like? I want to know. Like, I have these moments when I'm like, when I see something I'm like, me. I'm someone that's very quick to like. I am not dependent on nobody.
Yeah.
Except God.
Yeah.
So like, my life moves, because I know people are gonna come and go in your life, and I'm fine with that. I think once everyone accepts that, it's like your life gets so much better because you don't have to take things personally.
You don't have to take it personally, yeah.
When did you go like, was it just one moment you just kicking it with your boys and you're like, what the hell is this, bro? Like, was it a day where you just look, you're like, no, is this it? And you just got up, walked out, and you're like,
bro, I wish it was just one. I think I've had those multiple times. I think it was much more of like, I could never shut off that consciousness, or like that part of your mind that tells you, you know, there's a narrative in your head that you're having consistently.
Yep.
I think I've always clocked it when I was already in that trauma. When I was in the cycle of trauma, I would do things and I wouldn't care. And my whole thing about the trauma was like, I got myself into a point where I don't care. I was like, you know what? I did everything right. Shit didn't work out. I'm homeless now. I got to back me. So I went into full survival mode, you know? And it's like, I didn't really care about anybody else but myself. And even just during those moments, I seen that I was selfish, but I was only selfish to an extent. I could look at other people. I'm like, damn, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's people who push it or play even with pushing it. Like, that's how you have niggas fighting over street cred. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm selfish and I don't care and I can take it to this far. You know what I mean? I don't care about others. I can hurt. And some other niggas like, nah, I can do worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I started clocking like, oh, okay, so there's actually a level between how far people are willing to go to get what they want. You know what I mean?
And, you know, it's two ways. It's how low, there's two, you know what I mean? There's how low can you go, and then there's like, how high can you go? You know? And even me, like, I remember, like, just back in the days, I see my boys, I'm like, it was about how low you could go.
Yeah.
But I had homeboys that were like,
how high can you go?
How can you go? And you know what I mean? And till now, we're still like, we don't say it to each other.
Yeah.
But it's an indirect competition. Like, I'm not trying to put it on him or anything. We're trying to something. But I'm like, this guy's doing, I can, let me push myself a little bit.
Like, I
and
still have
competition.
I still have people in that cycle. We still debate. Like, there's always still.
No, it's not even debate. It's healthy
philosophical, like, I guess, yeah.
No, like, for example, I'm doing my own life path. I'm on my own life path. They're on their own life path. Yeah. But we're constantly like trying to like not one up each other. We're trying to like push each other in an indirect way. Like, hey, come on, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for example, I have friends that, for example, like married, have families. Yeah? They were like, come on, man. Come on, Rayvo. You know, get into it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but then, for example, like I do a lot of like, podcasting, creative stuff. So some friends are like, fine, I need to get into that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But we're all trying to like literally push each other.
It's
and it's great because you know what it is? Even when we do need a hand, it's like, Yeah, come.
The
Come,
love is
you know
still
what I
there.
mean? Come. Hey, I'll show you how to do this.
I think it's much more of the acceptance that there is no right or wrong way to live life, but you are responsible in terms of how you lead your life.
Yeah, for sure.
But then I could accept others as well, you know? And I think it's like, as long as you can find that balance, I think you're good with people in that sense.
Yeah. But so you had that reflection, then you had this moment. You're like,
Yeah.
okay. So then you're like, no, I'm better than this. That first reflection, I'm better than this. Let me get into it. I'm creative. I can do my own thing. You get into it. You start Senpai. You start doing the printing shirts.
Yeah.
I've seen you at a couple events as well.
Yeah.
And you collaborate with Weeboard and stuff. And then you start working.
Yeah.
Guys, this guy was printing shirts for the Air Force at one point.
Yeah.
This guy was serving our beloved nation of Australia. This guy was...
Thank you, Willow.
He literally was making shirts for the Australian Air Force at one point.
We do.
Wow.
Yeah. Guys,
I work for many companies. I think it's not even that big, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
Now that I'm actually looking at it,
because there's some people that say send it back.
yeah.
There's some people saying send it back, and this guy's out here serving our beloved nation of Australia.
They can't send us back. That's
You
the
can't.
issue.
Yeah.
That's why I love it. You just
But,
can't. You can't.
You can't send us.
But
We're here. We're thriving.
no, but like it just, even for example, Deeves and Dave is watching. It's really possible, like how you can just turn your life around if you just stick to something. But so what are you gonna do? Like for example, now what are you doing? What are you doing now? Like you've honed in on these 3 things. Are you stepping away from everything a little bit, or are you going?
I think I'm going deeper. I think much more. I'm refining myself, if anything. So now it's like, I think during this experimentation period of when I was doing Senpai Studio, it was random and it was just everywhere. But the best part about it was I learned a lot about myself, and I think that's what people are really trying to do. It's like the more you apply yourself, the more you learn. And after a period of learning about yourself and the world around you, you can now make better choices. So at least with myself, and after I came out of hospital, I'm like, well, I need to tighten up with the way that I'm moving in the world, in a sense of like, I'm not going to be just giving everybody my time, my efforts, my energies. Like, look, I love supporting people. I love being there for my peeps, but sometimes reciprocation ain't it. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's like you show up for people, but they don't show up. So it's just like, you got to start tightening in. I had to start tightening in terms of how much.
What do you mean by that?
Well, whether it's just
I don't get that. Like,
well, whether it's just like like whether it's in business or opportunities, or it's in a way where I'm more than happy to go out my way to help you or accommodate for whatever you're doing and show up for you as you. You know what I mean? In terms of, let's just say, hey, bro, I need your help setting up the podcast. And I'm like, cool. And I'll set up and I'll come up and I'll show up for you. But then whenever I need some help and I'm like, hey, yo, can you please help me out with da-da-da? It's like people won't show up, or people become difficult to deal with.
but what about if it's not their specialty? For example, let's just say
I
you are
wouldn't
specialised
reach out to you unless you were the special.
in- Okay.
I wouldn't, like, why would I reach out to you if you're not, you know what I mean?
Like for example, let's just say like you're saying you wanted to set up. Let's just say you're having an event and you go, oh, Rayvo, I need your help with, let's just say, podcasting.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know what? I got a couple cameras. Let's go do it. I
Yeah.
can help you out. But if you go to me
People are
like,
not-
hey, can you help me with printing?
No, I wouldn't. Nah, it would be pointless. Obviously, I would. It's much more of like, it's like there's certain dynamics that I've seen with people, and it's just like they're much more happy to take than to give. And sometimes it's like you could have that dynamic until it gets to a certain point. I don't know when it hits that certain point, but it gets to a point where it's just like, I'm more than happy to do you freebies, or I'm more than happy to do your things for free because I support you and I fuck with you and I believe in your vision, you know? But then it's just like the one time that I do ask you for help in whatever your expertise is, you just become hard to deal with. And I don't care. It's not like you owe me anything. I don't think you owe me nothing, you know? But it's just much more of like when I clock that, I have to pull myself back. So it's like I can show up for you and I can move in good faith and I'll show up first. But if you're not reciprocating it, I'm just going to step it back and keep it where we're meant to be in that sense.
Do you feel out of place in the creative industry?
Yeah, 50-50 balance. I feel like I'm in my own place. I don't think I don't think like there's a space that everybody's meant to be in. I think you're just meant to make your own space. And I think that's the whole point of like at least the creative journey for me. It's like, what is it that you interpret in this world that is a problem, or whatever that you find an itch for, something that just bothers you. And then you're trying to bring it to life, or you're trying to connect it from the subconscious to like the conscious, or like trying to connect, like you're trying to make these podcasts to connect with a certain type of audience. that relate to you or that understand you or that find you interesting or that hate you. I don't know.
They're called Deeves and Davies.
Deeves and Davies, exactly.
They love and they hate me.
Exactly. So it's
They love and they hate Damien. They hate Damien right now because he's not here.
he's not here. It's just only you now.
So, no. Today he's just away.
I know, I get it.
But
yeah, and I think it's been that. Like, I think that's what the journey of like creativity has been, at least for me. So
it's because I don't know, man. For example, let's just say with me, I don't feel in place with these creatives in Melbourne.
yeah,
I'll be like, you see, for example, Senpai, I can vibe with Senpai because Senpai knows what kind of person I am. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, deep down, you don't have to fake it. Obviously.
He's like, he knows, like, I always say it, there's black people and there's niggas.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, that's facts.
And you know, the black people here, cause they're like the ones that are like really support. Oh my God, blah blah blah. It's like, come on, cut the BS.
Be real.
Like, be real. Stop giving me fake,
honestly,
give me constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Stop giving me this fake, like, oh my God, you're doing great. You know what I mean? Tell me the truth. Hey, where can I improve?
But I mean,
on?
like, they just don't really care, though. I think ultimately,
it's not they don't care.
I mean,
They probably do. Some people, no, some people do.
I mean, if they cared, though, they'll tell you the truth.
No, it's not that.
If they cared, they'll tell you the truth.
No, they wouldn't. It's not that.
Yes, they would.
Some people care about you, bro. They don't tell you the truth because you know what it is? Because they know the truth's going to hurt you. Some people be like, I don't want to offend them.
But that just means to me that they don't care enough then.
No, it's not. They care enough because they're like, you know what? I don't want to rule in this relationship with this person.
Bro, that's not. No, cut that.
Nah, bro,
I have boys. Yeah, I'm telling you, me and my boys, we tight.
Yeah.
And like I said, we all we have different personalities. You know what I mean? Some of us a bit on the low, some of us on a bit of an extreme side. And my guy would come up to me and he's like, yeah, like, look, I've been talking to my shorty, and I think I'm going to end it. And I'm like, why are you going to end it? You know, and he's like, he's giving me like a list of reasons. And I was like, bruh, real shit, I love you, cuz. And I'm saying this with all my love in my heart, but everything you just said is a bunch of BS. You know what I mean?
I'm not talking about that.
I know, but I'm just saying in a sense of like there's people that, you know, I think telling you the truth, if they can.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, no, for example, let's just say like, I know talking traffic can improve in certain aspects.
So many areas, yeah,
whatever. I know this person knows they can
chop you out, yeah.
But they're probably thinking, bro, this Rayvo guy's unfiltered. He's probably going to come back with me with a bat, like tell me about me doing how I should be doing this. But I won't.
Maybe they're scared of your reaction.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but obviously you're not that type of guy.
But I'm not saying for me. I'm just saying hypothetical. But like, some people just don't want to say it to you because
obviously
it's not because they don't care about you. It's because it's like, bro, some people, we're not confrontational people. And I think what we've realized now is, and it happens in the corporate world as well, minimize confrontation as much as possible.
I hate that. I like confrontation. Sometimes I like
Kazi, this city is
I find
this city, wallahi, every time I speak on this, Kazi, someone's messaging me a paragraph. Stop sending me paragraphs about what I say, please.
I feel like
guys, bro,
You get a whole paragraph.
they'll send you paragraphs.
What are they saying?
No, like, people like to say, oh my God, for example, let's just say if someone's doing something, or if I have an opinion on something that's happening.
We be saying some reckless stuff on this.
It's not reckless, Kazi. It's an opinion, bro.
That's
true.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's the fact that.
But obviously they care enough to listen to it. So.
Yeah, that's true. But it's just like they like I'm saying, like for example, that's why people tend to like. It's not that they don't care about you and they're being fake and stuff. Just some people just like don't want confrontation. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I don't care for them. Like personally, I genuinely don't care. Because for me, it's just like it serves me no purpose. Ultimately, it's like if I don't, like maybe I just don't give that time to people. I like I said, I don't even hang out with people that I know in that social sense. Like for me, I show up. If you're creative that I really fuck with your work, I'll show up. You know what I mean? If you need help in those senses, I'll help you out as well. If you're hosting something, I'll come out and check it out as well. And I'll stay active and interactive in that sense. And if there's any sense of collaboration or some type of mutual vested interest, I'm more than happy to look into it, you know? But I expect that from my close friends. And that's the only people that I just fuck with anyway. And everybody else I know is a faker. I think everybody else is like in a sense of like, they, like you said, it's unconfrontational in that sense, and it's not their place. They feel out of place to tell you that.
It's hard, and it's hard now to know. Like
that's what I'm saying. I can't put that on. I can't put it on random people. I feel like
That's what I'm saying. I can't go and tell. For example, like somebody, like for example,
but sometimes the people also appreciate what you're doing. It's like I look at myself in a very self-critical way, and like I rocked up to this exhibition. I'm like, damn, man, there's so many things that I wanted to display. This is like even like not even 70% of like what I really wanted to show, you know. And people are like, really? Like, you'll be surprised about how much you look into yourself, into the things that you do, and how much you deep it and how much people don't care.
That's what I was gonna get to.
People don't really care,
and that's what I was gonna get to. Some people just deep things way too much. They think like you're thinking about what.
But you're not God, man. No one's thinking about you.
I'm there, like literally looking at a photo and saying, it's not like, oh, this is a great photo by Senpai. It's how do I? Everyone's thinking about themselves. Like everyone's stuck in their head. Someone's probably at Senpai's event going, bro, did I turn on the dryer when I left the house? When I put the washing in?
Exactly.
But your Senpai's probably looking. And they're probably zoned
into the photo,
they're zoned out at Senpai's photo.
Into the exhibits or something.
They're looking at the photo in his gallery and they're going, bro, don't tell me I left the wet clothes and I didn't turn on the dryer. And Senpai's looking at them, just staring at it, and they look dirty at the photo.
They're really in it.
Yeah, and Senpai's going, do they not like it? And for the next 3 hours, he's thinking about why didn't that person like that?
Bro.
Not knowing that.
I don't even buy.
No, but some people deep things like that.
Yeah,
like
they
it's just
do.
like
They
guys,
do.
overthinking is the biggest curse right now, bro. I think our generation, like, think about.
I mean, I go through with that as well, and I think it's like it's.
I started becoming like I started trying to deep things. I never used to deep because it's just.
I think that's maturing. I think that's when the responsibilities of adulthood is placed upon you, and then you're like, oh shit, okay, because now it's like you'll see a lot of people kind of conforming into like the social role, like or the social act.
Yep.
And this is how you're supposed to be. This is how polished or da supposed to be. And I see it with some of my friends, and I'm seeing that conflict within them, especially in the creative industry. Because for me, what I do see is that it's all a bunch of personas. Like it's not really their true character being shown at the front. And I feel like sometimes it's scary for them as well, because for them to put themselves out there, that means they might lose some sponsorship. Because none of us are polished, you know, and in the hopes of being polished enough to be accepted by a big brand or some sponsorship or whatever, it's like you have to hide a version of yourself, or like in terms of who you are, I guess, you know, and that's the conflict that I face a lot with my creative work, because I've spent a lot of time disassociating from old energies and from the people that I used to know, that I came out of from homelessness and everything like that. So like I disconnected from so many people, spent so much time alone, and kind of actually like finding myself and doing the inner work and putting myself in a position where new energies could find me and better sources of inspiration can find themselves into me. And then during that process is like where I kind of lost my train of thought, to be honest. What was like?
You just went into some deep
shit.
realm.
I know.
You know those, cause you know those deep ones where you're in the realm. Cause we were in a black hole.
I was actually
and until you said, I didn't know where we were going.
I was going through a timeline. I was like, wow.
I didn't know where we were going until
I was in a daydream. I'll be honest with you, bro.
No, those, you know, sweet.
But I was captivated though.
What was the original?
It was moving.
No, I'll lead it back. What was the original?
It was moving, but the problem is, we were in the journey. So right now we didn't get to the destination.
I know.
Once I got to, get what you were saying.
But you had to land. You didn't land, so we don't know exactly.
You were talking about disconnecting. And then from disconnecting, we spoke about feeding in. Do you feed in? Originally, the whole concept of this topic was, do you fit in this space?
Yeah, I remember it now.
The branding as well, people compromising their values.
I got it now,
Yeah, we are active listening. You see this? See, Deeves, men do active listen. We do active listen. We do listen. But
E for effort. Sorry.
You were saying that. I want to ask you a question actually, because this one, while we're in that realm, this thought came to me. Do you think creatives actually, like, I think creatives in Australia really force themselves, like they forced, as you were saying, this persona. Like, bro, like you go to an event and there's a guy standing there and he's talking about his artwork, and the guy's got a piercing on his elbow. And I'm just like, do you know what I mean? Like, they have this
piercing on his elbow?
They got like random stuff, random stuff about them. And you're just like, can we just address the fact that you have a piercing on your elbow? Like, what was the meaning of this?
I've never looked at that.
I'm just saying they do random stuff. They just force this like, I'm creative look and stuff. And it's like, when did you go from like, I'm just painting, I'm just taking photos, to like, you got piercings on your elbows now? You know what I mean? Like, where does it? I mean, you're in the scene more than me.
Yeah.
How do you see? Like, how does it get there?
Like, I think for me, anything with creativity, like I said, it's just all about connection. It's just like everybody has their own crowd. Some people have piercings all over their face and tattoos all over their bodies, and some people are very clean and nothing, you know? And I think it's much more of like, it's the human essence of connecting. We all just want to connect to something that we draw some type of relation to. And it's just like that person would have no connection to you, but he would have connection to millions of people out there. You know,
Some guy that's got a piercing on his
yeah,
kneecap.
yeah, literally, bro. Like, there's porn groups, there's nerd groups, there's anime groups, there's fashion groups, it's literally where you look. And for me, it's like I don't care. Ultimately, it's like personally, each to their own. At the end of the day, when I die, I'm only answering for my sins. So you could tattoo a big penis on your head. I couldn't care. Yeah. Personally, you know what I mean? For sure. You could It doesn't really matter to me. But like I've seen it, and for me, I say all power to them. As long as they're leading a life that feels true to them and that they feel like is like what is them, I say go all out, bro.
Do you think some of it's like too performative though? You know?
What's performative though? I mean, what's performative? I mean, what could you? Everything's
like the
performative.
Piercing thing, for example.
Everything's performative.
No, the piercing thing's a hypothetical. Like, I've never heard of someone with a piercing on the elbow. It just came.
No, there are piercings on elbows. There's piercings on,
guys,
everywhere.
Like to say it.
I think it's just much more of I stopped judging people. Like, I think I kind of got to that point of like.
I'm not judging people. I just want to know. I'm not. I'm saying. I'm
always judging people.
No.
I know it is. It's an opinion.
Judging. I get it, judging, but it's not. It's more of a curiosity. Like, I'm curious. It's not about the piercing. I don't care if you got a piercing on your heel if you want. But I'm talking about like how did they get there? And that's Somali Steve was saying, the performativeness.
I have no idea. But I've seen some artists that had a girlfriend, they broke up and she fucked him up so much that now he's doing some crazy art. You know, you don't know what their source of it. My point is that every single one of these people have a source of inspiration. There is a source. There is something compelling them to do. Everything that we do, there's a reason. And each of them is very different to all of us. How we show it and what the intention of it is where the, like, I guess the gray area is. Because some people would tell you, I'm a creative, but really they're business people. Simple as that. And some people are business people, but they're much more suited for creative. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's just like literally how you choose to show up and who you are as an individual.
Yeah. Because as you know, I like art. I like art. Like, I'm a very like
art-centric.
I wouldn't say art-centric, because I'm like stand on the outside. Like I like a good geese. Okay. That's what I'm a geezer. You know, I like I'm a geezer.
I'm a little geezer.
I'm a little geezer. You know, I like a little geese with the artwork these guys put out there. You know, so like I like looking. You know, like I like
appreciating.
I appreciate good art, and like I can see the work being put into something. Like you can see, okay, this is really creative. This is really good.
But it's subjective. That's the whole point.
True.
It is subjective. No, okay.
It's subjective.
Art is subjective, but there's an objectiveness to really good art.
That's true.
Like
also true.
Explain
Mona Lisa.
Explain it.
The Mona Lisa.
Okay. What about it?
You can grab a guy from the middle of South Africa.
Yeah.
You can grab a guy from the middle of South America. You can grab a guy from Alaska. You show them the Mona Lisa, they'll be like, "Whoa, that's a great painting."
But if I put Cortez and I put it in front of a million people and they say we know it, it's the same thing.
No. Because I'm saying this is an objectively great piece of art, the Mona Lisa. People are like, whoa.
What makes the Mona Lisa
why is it even following me? Like, you know, when the Mona Lisa, they say you like can go like look at it on the right, it still looks like it's staring at you in a way. Like,
I think for me, art is in the story. Like, I think the value within what art is like subjectively is up to you to communicate. Like, even with this exhibition that I'm trying to, like, that I did, it wasn't like I presented a special piece of art that has never been seen on the world before. No, it's like you're trying to communicate something, and how well you communicate that, really. But the Mona Lisa is only valuable because apparently it's been stolen 5 times and they've had to find it. Like, it's just the story that they've put into the Mona Lisa that makes it that valuable. But at the end of the day, it's a piece of painting.
But there's other
art, I've seen better paintings personally. I don't know. It's not like wow when I see it. Like
it is like I'm not. That's the one that just came to the top of my head. I'm saying it's an objective one.
Yeah. There's other art, like for example, if you go to Japan, they have those massive Buddha statues. Like, and it's not just I know it's
there's architecture, different types of art. Like, and the way I see it, it's like everything is so subjective. It's just genuinely how much does whatever work you're doing, how much emotion does it compel? How much does it resonate with people? How much does talking trophies connect? Because there's people out there putting out podcast after podcast and getting 2 views. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we get 3. We're doing good.
You're doing good, cuz.
I want to get a masterpiece up. Go on Instagram. Go to the Immigration Museum of Australia.
Show up.
Melbourne. Scroll down. You'll see a picture there that's very familiar. because I never actually mentioned this, but I am a piece of art myself. Deeps and Davies.
You've been featured.
Immigration Museum.
Were you on the send them back flyer or something?
Huh?
Were you on the send them back flyer?
I was there. This is why we need him here. But can you see
I
it?
highly doubt it with that beard, brother.
Keep scrolling. You'll see it. It's black and white. Yeah. If you find that. That's all right. You can share screen as well. It's all right, Deeps and Davies.
Should I share screen right now?
Get the photo up first.
Technicalities.
But no, it's not technically. It's part of the show. But yeah, like I'm just saying, like this, like art. I'm like, I get it. Like sometimes people are forced, like contemporary art. Bring it up. Bring it up. This is a masterpiece. Look at that. Ooh. It was in the what does it mean to be African Australian?
Nigeria.
We Outside is a striking exhibition showcasing the resilience, identity, and creativity of African Australian youth, created by Nigerian Dr. Ayulu Watumina Ibikum. I know Ibikum. Olurun Tuba. Shout out to my Gualas guys. Because you guys could have had some simple names. It could have been Ibikun, but you said you had to be Iluwu. You had to be Ayuluwa Tumiwa. He's a good guy. Great guy, by the way. And captured on 35mm black and white film, this exhibition offers an intimate look at Melbourne's event space created for and by young African Australians, space of joy, kinship, and cultural expressions. And that is me as the poster boy for that. How good is that? By the way, this is what happened. Literally, I was doing the video shoot. And pretty much, he took a photo of me while I was talking, and he's like to me, he messaged me, I think it was like literally like a couple weeks before Ramadan, he's like to me, hey bro, I took a photo of you. Can I use it for an exhibition? And I'm like, go hard.
Yeah.
And I'm the poster boy. Kaz.
Solid.
How long ago was this?
March.
photo?
Just like March 12th.
This year, right?
Huh?
This year?
Yeah, this year. This is like before Ramadan. I was like, this is my creative scene. I should get into modeling. I just need to drop a bit of weight.
Get into modeling.
But like at it, like actually just tapping on in terms of like imposter syndrome.
Yep.
Or like people faking it or whatever. I don't think people are faking it. I think they're doing the right thing in a sense of discovering themselves. I think you have to be in spaces that you're not a part of to try it and then at least go for it and then figure it out and then move. It's like some people do law and then they're like, fuck law, then they do medicine. You know what I mean? It's like during 18 to 30, at least, it's your responsibility to figure out where the heck you fit in this world. You know what I mean?
And then even when you're 40, you can do the same thing.
Yeah, but right. I'm just saying.
I did law for a year. I studied law. I was like, this is not for me. I literally did some it was literally a moment. I worked at I've said this before, but I was doing volunteering work after work. So I'd finish work, I'd go to a law firm and just sit behind the shadow like a proper corporate lawyer, big bucks. Like I was like, I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do, yeah. And I get there and I'm like having a chat with the guy, just chopping it up, and the guy goes, yeah, man, I finish work normally 9, because I'd finish work 5:30, go to him straight away, and then from 5:30 to about 10 I'll be with him, 9:30ish. He finishes 9:30 every day.
How does it start?
Like 7.
Early, yeah.
8.
Gosh,
Bro,
So
the people that I
was
know,
like,
yeah.
and I was like, and then there was one thing he said to me, and mind you, I was like 22 at the time, 22, 21.
Yeah.
But he said this to me, and I'm like, okay, this really got me. He goes, yeah, I got kids. He's got like 3, 4 kids. And he goes, but I barely see him during the weekdays, and even on the weekends, it's just pick up school runs and stuff. And I'm like, is this the life I want? You know what I mean? I'm like, is this really the life I want? Because he goes, the time's up, the kids are up. Sometimes I'll see him in the morning, maybe a glimpse of him, and then maybe a glimpse of him at night. And then there was also a time out I was working at a community law firm, and some guy came in and said he wanted to sue the Iraqi government because they got shot down. And I said, this industry is not for me, Cass. I just can't tolerate people anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, I tried it, and I was glad I tried it because I can go, I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah. And it was a great life experience, you know what I mean? Like life
straight
lesson.
up, I'll say this right now. If you're someone actually out there putting in the effort to figure yourself out and to figure out where you're fitting in, all power to you, bro. Straight up. it's going to feel weird. That imposter syndrome is going to feel heavy, especially in new spaces, you know? And I feel like that's better than you doing that than trying to go and sell drugs. You know what I mean? Like when I look back at myself and I'm like, whoa, I was doing all this type of stuff and I was definitely not from the scene. I was looking at people that were modeling, designing. These guys have never done or lived the type of life that I lived, you know? But then it was like, I had to look at that and be able to say, I want that for myself, you know? And I had to go through the discomfort of moving into a space in a community that I was not even a part of, you know what I mean? And then being able to find myself, find my skills, grow. And at the end, even to this day, sometimes I do feel like some imposter syndrome, but then I realize like when these big companies come to me and they're asking me for my service, no, this is not imposter syndrome. Like you worked for this, you know what I mean? And a lot of people look at me nowadays and they're like, wow, you figured yourself out, you know where, da-da-da. And I'm like, no, I'm just someone who's just trying. But it's just like, I've been trying for so long, it literally looks like I know what the heck that I'm doing, you know? And it's like you become refined as you go, but it's just like all power to any individual out there actually like going through that awkward period and putting themselves through these hard times, because literally you're not going to become something unless you try it. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck. They fear that because they're not from these spaces and because they don't have access and there's literally no one willing to bring them into that's what I do with my workshops. I literally do the thing that I'm doing live and I bring people through it and I let them do it as well. And it kind of breaks down that barrier of like, okay, well, this is not as intimidating as I thought it was. You know, let's just say someone wanted to try out podcasting, you know what I mean? And they've been so intimidated to try it. How does this, that? And you just put them on. You're just like, cuz, come on. I'll show you how to set up the cameras. I'll show you how to set up the mics. Come sit down. Let's have a yarn. 1 hour. And I promise you, he'll walk away from that feeling so inspired that he could actually do that, you know, compared to like being locked out from the outside and making it look unattainable. And I think that's what's happening right now. I think like information is becoming cheap. It's the fact that like all of these spaces that we thought were so inaccessible, people are finding themselves in there and they're like, damn, like maybe I should do this. Like, yeah, nigga, you should.
You know what it is too? You go to this space and you're like, bro, this guy's just like me.
Yes!
That's the thing. Well, I swear to God, bro. You know
what someone told me? Like, this is when it really hit me. And I'm like, I'm doing all this, da-da-da, and I'm like, and it was one of the exhibitions that I had. And I was really kind of like, not judging myself, but like kind of just judging like the work in terms of like, did it connect, da-da-da. And he's like, the homie comes up to me, he's like, look, bro, for a lot of the times you look like you're doing a lot of shit because there's a lot of people not doing shit. It's just that. It's just the fact that like you even putting in effort and showing up looks like it's a lot, but it's in reality, it's just like there's just a lot of people not even doing the first step, not even like actually doing the attempting in a sense, and not even allowing themselves to be able to like fail, embarrass themselves, or like put out something that doesn't hit. Like I've had friends that literally been grinding for so long before their shit popped, you know what I mean? But it was them. They enjoy what they're doing. Like what they're doing is a reflection of them, and they're happy to show up as that consistently. And they find audiences that really connect with them. So I feel like if you're presenting yourself in the truest version of yourself to what feels real to you, regardless of you being someone 10 years into the creative industry or just day one trying to rehabilitate yourself from a traumatic past. You know what I mean?
What was the hardest part? Like you spoke about the traumatic past. What do you reckon was like bottom of the barrel, like down bad? You're like, what the hell is this moment?
I think it was much more of
What did you laugh for?
No, I mean, it's a valid question. I don't think I actually had a bottom barrel moment. I think my bottom barrel moment was when I became homeless at 15. Yeah. Like that was like that, like, you know, bottom barrel, cause like you're on the bottom of the world at that point, you know what I mean? And the only two choices was beg or hustle. You know what I mean? And so that was for me hustling and me getting out of that bottom slump like every time I think about the bottom, that's what I think of the bottom as. I was at one stage of my life, I was 15 years old and I was homeless. You know what I mean? That was the bottom for me. But in 2020, what really hit me was like I was a party guy. You know, I was going out to all these like doofs and raves and all that. And I had a lot of white friends and different backgrounds, and Melbourne being very multicultural, you just get to hang out with everyone. But the party scene also came with like party drugs, you know, and one of them was just like LSD and stuff like that. But one day it was like in 2020, and I've had good relationship with like LSD and stuff like that, but one day I took it and I thought I was good. It was at that moment where I was like, I met Lydia and I was meeting these new people or new sources of like inspirations, because there were people who were completely in a different cycle and circle from me.
You meet people like Lydia and you're just like, am I a nice person?
No, she made me really debate a lot of things. I think the majority of the
time, she challenges you. I'll give it up to her. You know what she does? She asks. One day I got to give a shout out to Lydia. She asks questions. Like, she'll be like to you, why? Like, you know what I mean?
You just got to actually have to like,
and you're
make
like,
it make
oh,
sense.
Damn, I didn't process that thought. I just did it. And you're like, oh, okay. Like, she's actually like, there has to be a meaning to it. She's like, what is your meaning? Like, whenever you talk to Lydia, it's always like,
she's trying to understand. She tries to understand. And she won't understand you if you're not making sense, ultimately. But she would challenge your perspective. But it was much more of like those periods of time, especially after I came out of like juvie and stuff like that. I spent a period of time just kind of disconnecting from the old crowd, or like the people that I used to know type shit just disappear. And it was just during those times where I was actually having those self-debates with myself, like, who am I?
What, during the LSD?
No, just during that period. Just during that period of like actually reflecting on myself and having that, or doing the inner work unconsciously. But this one time I took LSD and stuff like that. And the thing about LSD is, at least with my experience,
What's the buzz like?
There is no buzz. The buzz is just that you get into your head. That's all it is. It's like for me, it was much more of like I sat down in front of myself and I could talk to myself. But I can talk to myself with no emotion, like no hate, no anger, no judgment, no nothing. Think of it like as a police interview.
This is all chemical reaction, but we understand that. But like,
it's happening in your head, yeah.
It's in your head, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm just like chilling, laying down, just enjoying life, like vibing. But then in your mind, you're thinking. You know what I mean? And in my mind, I was thinking a lot of questions of, and like,
you're moving, you're going around doing your day-to-day.
I'm with people. Yeah. I'm with people. Like at that point, it was like a little afternoon party. You know,
like a hallucinogen, right?
It was like
you see things.
It's a hallucinogen, in a sense.
But how are you having a conversation with someone?
No, with myself.
But you're at a party. Like I'm saying, you said you're doing things as well.
Yeah.
Or you're not doing things at all.
No, but you know how you consciously fade in and out. Like I could be chatting with you, and then you're talking to him, and I can just doze off in a thought. Like I was dozing off in thoughts, like in terms of myself. Like I would just have the voice in my head was just very prominent in a sense where it was just talking to me and saying like, "What are you doing?" Like I remember I was like smoking a joint, and then
while on LSD.
Yeah.
Combination.
Yeah, no, I was talking a joint, and then I was like,
that pretty cool vibe, you know, LSD and it changed it up.
No, like look, in terms of like, and a lot of people won't talk about this shit, but I guess this is just me being honest with myself of what actually caused it. But I've been a spiritual person. My experiences with them has always been normal and positive. Like any party going person would take it. You know, it wasn't to the extreme of anything, but you go to parties and stuff like that. It was just whatever was common. But anyway, it was just like, I've always had that spiritual sense of myself, in a sense of being able to have that dialogue with myself. Even as a kid, I was able to ask questions like, why is it like this? Why is it like that? Like, or that internal monologue, I could have a conversation. I thought I was weird, but I apparently that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyway, it was like, it was during that point where I was sitting around with my friends and I was happy. Like I was on a very good buzz, you know? And then I realized I was asking myself a lot of questions like, what are you doing? Like, why are you smoking? It's like, don't you know you're killing yourself right now? It's like, do you love yourself? You know what I mean?
That was like the Habish uncle in you.
It's coming out. Bro,
that's just the
honestly,
uncle.
it was for me, it was like God. It was just genuinely like your subconscious.
This was your ancestors talking to you guys.
Literally, bro.
Like it was your like,
literally.
Are we... Joint Kester, I don't know how to speak.
No, but the thing is, like, it's not new to me because I've always had that. I think everybody has that. I hope everybody has some conscious. Yeah, you know? But it was just much more of like actually letting it talk, like in a sense of actually listening to it. Instead of like, we do so much. That's why a lot of people work. That's why a lot of people hang out and do all this stuff. But what happened when COVID happens? People actually had to face themselves. They had to go back into an empty house, sit in the quietness and be like, fuck, like, what am I doing? Who am I? Who's my friends? You know what I mean? And it's just like, it really shows you how much we do to run away from those inner conversations that we need to have with ourselves to become better people, you know? And I think for me, it was at those moments where, because I've disconnected from those old energies and I've allowed myself to be in like new spaces around new people and having those internal monologues with myself, that acid only helped me in the sense of like actually sitting myself down and taking away the emotions. And the questions that I was asking was just very serious questions where all of the answers were just really embarrassing. I wasn't proud of it. You know what I mean? It was like, what is it, something that you've done that you could say benefited other people but didn't benefit you? Like something you did truly out of your heart, you know? And like, yeah, you can mention a couple of little things, but it was nothing of like great substance. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking it's like, okay, well, I'm making money and da-da-da-da, I'm selling and da-da-da. And I'm like, well, everything is selfish. Like everything that I do is just for my own thing. And it's like, is that who I am? Is this like what life is for you? And just genuinely, it was just question after question after question. Some of the questions I've already answered. And then I kind of got lost in my head where the questions got so overwhelming. And it was like back to back to back to back. And I was answering them as honest as I could as well. And it was almost like I felt depression for the first time. It was not even for the first time, but like I truly felt lost, you know, in terms of like looking at it and being like, damn, I really have a lot of things to work on, like in that sense. And then everything just went quiet, and it was just like, you know what, like that's what life is. And it was like, you're going to have a question and you're going to have to answer it and you're going to have to face it. And when you face it and you answer it, another 10 will come up. And then when you answer those 10, another 20 will come up. So it's like life is just a never ending path of answering those questions and looking in the mirror, you know, action, consequences, work, and then whatever you get out of it. And then it was just like, give yourself some grace at the end of the day. It's just like you did what you had to do to survive, and you were in that, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, no one was going to come and save you, so you did what you had to do. But now it's like you don't really need to be in a survivalistic mode. It's like you don't need to do all this type of stuff. You have a house, you have clothing, you know what I mean? You have clothes, you have good friends, so it's like you can actually now separate from the survival and actually start trying to live. Because I guess the biggest conflict that I had was that because of all the things that I experienced, then people must be bad. You know what I mean? Like in terms of like the world is bad. And I didn't really want to do things that did shit for other people because it was like, where was people when I needed them? You know what I mean? So it was like, I had to look past that. And that was one of the things that me and Lydia were really, really, really conflicted by. She would always ask me questions of like, why was I doing the things that I was doing? And I was telling her, and then she would tell me why I was wrong or whatever. But then I would look at her and be like, bro, you're such a silly person, bro. Everything, you're looking at life through such a very shielded perspective. You know what I mean? You didn't have to experience the thing that I experienced to know that the world is actually bad, or like there is some evil and harshness in this world, you know? And you come from this place of like love and care, and I get it, but it's like the world doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? You could walk down the road and say, oh, it's wrong to rob people or blah, blah, blah. But if you're walking down the road and you're carrying $1 million, someone robs you, you know what I mean? It's almost like you could have said, yeah, it's wrong for that to happen. But in reality, it does still happen, you know? And it was like, my perspective was like, I guess coming from the negative space and trauma, and she was coming from a place of like protected and shielded and loved.
So you got like on two, you just were like both
clashing
on two
heads.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that. You're just both on two different extremes.
Yeah.
And there is a middle ground where the world is a good place, but there are bad people in it.
Literally. And I think that's when it hit me, and it was just like not that she was there at that moment. It was much more of I was reflecting on all the conversations that I was having during that time with those people, and I'm like, why am I fighting so hard for this to be my reality? Like, yes, I experienced trauma. Yes, I experienced the worst side of people. Yes, I've seen junkies. I've been through the trap houses. I've been through the lonely nights on the street. I've been through everything.
Yeah, and junkies are different.
Different. Like when you see like into
they
different.
Don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know junkies are just guys. They're just like, and mind you, they're people too.
They're normal people. They just gave up, man.
That could have been you,
literally.
And you know what I mean? Even me, cause I see it in my flat, like, cause I live with junkies. Literally, there's a guy sleeping right now under the, you know, the foyer. He's sleeping there, cause I was like, should I get this guy Blake? But the guy stinks. But just there's bare junkies in my flat, and I'm like, these people were actually like
normal people,
at
bro.
one point.
They were loved. They were
normal
cuddled.
people. Life just got them, man. And it's just like, and when you give up, give up, man. You know what I mean?
And it was just when you give up, and it's a dirty give up, bro.
Yeah,
like,
it is a dirty give up.
There's some junkies that I'm like, this guy's still
got the light in them. Like they're not losing.
They're running on, Cassie. I wouldn't even call it
fumes.
Light, huh?
They're
running on fumes, Cassie. You know,
they still got a little bit of light, but still running because they refuse to give. I love those people.
Those guys, they're still going, Cassie. They still hustle. They still be joyous. You know what I mean? Then there's the junkies, Cassie, that are just down bad. The ones that walk in the lift and the whole lift stinks. The ones that just give up. That one, and you said you could see this guy's spark's gone.
Yeah, it's just life. Life just took it out of them.
And you realize, bro, life is real, because that's what I'm saying. It's all
harsh,
mindset,
man.
bro. It's all mindset, and you can make things your reality. Some people like to make small things big and live off their life. Some people thrive off negativity.
Literally.
Their lives, literally, they need drama in their life to push.
To exist.
They need, like, for example, like, let's just say, if you give someone a really good situation that just live their whole life,
they're only focused on the negative.
They'll find something negative. You know what I mean?
It's always the negative, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I think it's important to, like, find...
No, you're definitely right. And
positive.
In like, that was my thing, though. It's like, in terms of even clashing with her, I think it was like, once I accepted that, like, wait a minute, you're choosing this. Like, you're choosing to look at the world from this perspective. But it doesn't negate the fact that it's not real. But that doesn't make her reality not real as well. My reality and her reality can coexist at the same time. It's like we're all just living different little realities, but it's just like, what are you choosing to become yours? And that's when I realized, like, at the end of the day, when I said, like, when you die, the only person you can answer for is yourself. And that was the answer that I got to myself, at least on that day. It was like, I can't blame people for my actions. I can't say, oh, I became homeless and this happened, so I hurt every single person that I ever met after, or like, you know, I was just this shit of a cunt, like a bad person, but it was all their fault. You can't. That's the thing. You can't.
I hate it when people do that, bro.
You know, and
everything's everyone's fault.
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm saying in terms of deflecting. I feel like once I literally took that upon myself, I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, give yourself grace. You did what you had to do. You know what I mean? Other people can't judge you. It is, and if they judge you, so be it. It is what it is. You can't control their perspective of you, but it's at the same time of like, now my eyes were open to being like, okay, what is it that I want my life to be? It was like, wow, okay, well, I can choose what I want it to be. And then it's just like, when I was looking around, I'm like, okay, well, there's these people running businesses, there's people running creative stuff, you know what I mean? Shading photos, designs. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't know what the heck that is, but I'm going to give it a try because these people they're not hurting anyone. You know what I mean? They're expressing themselves or their inner worlds and trying to make sense of it. And they doing something that impacts people in a positive way. So I'm like, if I'm gonna do something now, it's like, I want to be a part of that cycle. I want to be a part of a different type of cycle. Instead of cycling the trauma, I want to cycle the inspiration, you know? And it was like, that's when I started Senpai Studio. It was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know who I am. So it's like, you know, I was homeless. I came to Australia 2013, homeless at the age of 15, spent the next couple of years lost, you know, in drugs, partying and all that type of stuff, crime, running with police, all that type of stuff, being locked up twice in juvie and stuff like that, then coming out and being like, well, what is it that I want for myself? Like actually being able to say I can be whatever I want instead of just having that traumatic, I want to just be that type of shit. Instead of making that your
story. You could have made that your story and you could have been chilling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And having that as your story and that your identity, but you said, look, end of the day, I want to change.
But it works, bro, because nowadays I'm finding myself, the craziest part is like I'm finding myself in spaces that I looked at these people and I'm like, damn, you inspired me. You know what I mean? Now I'm working with them. Now we're building things, collaborating, we're building different avenues of like income, you know, opportunities, not only for myself, but even others. And it's just like, wait a minute, like this is, there's genuinely power in that. Like actually being able to just believe in yourself and actually walk your own path. Like genuinely there is power in that.
How's your love life like?
Quiet.
Yeah, see? That's the problem. We do all this creative work. We're running amok in the scene. We're just here quiet. Quiet, guys. They don't appreciate us, guys. They don't appreciate us, guys. They just, you know what it is, guys? The girls want a low-key guy. That's what it is. They don't want a creative like Senpai. They don't want an unfiltered podcast guy like Rayvo, guys.
Hopefully
you know
not,
what I mean?
Bro.
They want someone that has a regular 9 to 5. Comes home,
regular,
watches a Netflix show with them, and calls it a night.
That's it.
They don't want excitement. They don't want, you know what I mean? They don't want a bit of, hey, look, we're gonna be hungry a little bit. We're gonna be hungry a little bit for the next 2 weeks because we're pushing for this exhibition.
Yeah, for real.
Guess what's on around the corner from that? A $500,000 deal.
One of my expectations, you're gonna be in the studio at 2 a.m. with me. Yeah. You gonna help me pick the colors.
What's your love language? Grinding it out at the studio at 2 a.m. What's your love language?
Together.
Making clips for talking trophies.
Yes.
That's what it is.
It's a different
Senpai,
life.
bro.
It's a different life.
You know me, I always love kicking it with you, bro. It's always a pleasure, bro. I love your story, because I've said it how many times today, but I actually knew you before all of this. You know what I mean? Literally, I was saying, I was like, what's our first? We can't even remember our first ever interaction.
Yeah.
I remember you. I'm like, I've always known this guy, but I don't know where I met him first.
Yeah.
But my earliest memory of you was outside the community center. I was kicking it with some of my boys. You pulled up with some of your boys, and somehow we had some mutuals, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, man.
Honestly, good luck though. Still same shit, man. Like last time we seen each other, we were like 3. Like the sit down that we did was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, the sit down. Yeah.
But that's what I mean though. It's just like I'm really happy to see like actually brothers, especially like consistently on their purpose. You know what I mean? Like within those 3 years, I've still seen you going hard. You know what I mean? I feel like it's not seen, it's not said enough. But I'm proud of you too, bro. Keep it up, straight up.
No, I appreciate it, man. I'm having fun doing this. But check out Senpai's page, all his links, Steves and Davies. I know you
leave him in the bio. Don't even
look. I told him before the episode. I said, look, we don't want to sit here, and I don't want to be going, oh my god, you're the greatest person. I want to have a conversation. And I think we had a conversation. We spoke. We chopped it up.
No script, guys. Straight up, just off the dome.
Straight, yeah. I am the greatest interviewer in Australia. Shout out Somali Steve. He's back too. How'd you find the episode?
It was great, man. It was love meeting you, Senpai.
Thank you.
Little episode we did today.
Hey, bro, I'm trying to start this up too, man. So help me out,
Get on that podcast page. Yeah, I'm those guys that just
Nah, seriously, man. A lot of people are like, bro, they want to chop it up, man. They want to chop it up.
It's the consistency, but that's the problem, guys. The problem is a lot of people want to start podcasts. You gotta.
Yeah, nah.
You gotta, you know what I mean? Like, for example, I'll give you an example. TDE.
Disruption. Yeah.
Bittersweet.
Yeah,
like,
bittersweet.
This is people that have been in the game.
Yeah.
Through thick
but
and
me,
thin.
I'm doing it different. I'm just going to open up a YouTube channel. Just everything will just be on there. Everything from like behind the scenes, like us doing just the brands, the pop-ups, the exhibitions. Yeah. But one of the main things is like we want, like at least with Museray, we want to champion inspiration. And that's what I want to do for the community. And it's like, with at least the philosophy, which is what I did the exhibition for, but the philosophy behind Museray is that we are all just a collection of inspirations. We are all the outcome and the interactions that we have throughout our life. So why don't we champion the things that we find inspirational? So it's not even going to be like a serious podcast, but it's going to be much more, like an honest conversation with people. Like
just every 4.
Yeah, I don't want to put that on myself, but it's going to be a very, I guess, interactive channel. It's just going to be heaps of shit on it. So Museray on YouTube, Museray on Instagram, Senpai Tricks is my main.
Besides that, Gibbs and Davies, hit the subscribe button, like, share, follow, do whatever. Stay humble, faith.